bring you a special report.
Welcome to Global Gang Podcast, episode 37. I am your host, Alec Hunter, joined today by Anthony Jamo.
Hola, hola.
Taiser Daisetsu.
What is up, my dudes?
And our guest today is Dragonball AG.
Thanks, guys, for having me on the podcast.
Dude, thanks for coming on. So, if you guys have not seen AG before, he is on Twitter and YouTube. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm just a relatively new YouTuber, so I've just been doing it since about just before the 5-year anniversary in Global in June. So, bit of a baby.
I tell you what, we're going to turn this 32 into at least 40 by the end of next week. Let's do it. All right?
I was number 33.
8's easy. 7's easy. Let's do this. So, and here, we'll help you out along because we will drop a link to your YouTube in the chat, as well as your Twitter. There you go, guys. You can click on those. And, of course, if you are watching on YouTube, links will be in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, smash the button, whatever it is people say for YouTube these days. I'm so proud I got a YouTube reference in the first 5 minutes of the show instead of the last 5.
Alright, first one.
All right. So we're going to do things a little bit differently, guys. Normally we jump in and we start talking about all of the current events, which we will get to, I promise. But AG actually over the weekend brought up an interesting topic, and I thought it was just going to be a quick little discussion when I was working on it. But it turned out to be what we're going to lead the show off with, because I was blown the frick away about how different these celebrations were. So you've got the Move Well, Play Well Summer Dokkan campaign. This is when JP got Gohan, 2 months ago?
Yeah. So we got it hella early.
Yep, end of July, beginning of August. Okay, so this is all of the stuff that they got. Just quick scroll through, so you guys can get a visual of what's going on here. Okay. All this stuff right here. This is Global's Late Autumn Awakening Autumnal Training Campaign. This is when we got Gohan, which is what we're doing right now. These are all the things that we get. All right, so just based on the scrolling time alone, you guys can tell that it's a little bit different.
Hashtag Global Shaft. I honestly thought for a second you were going to meme, just scroll down after the Goku banner at the very top and just say that's it.
No, I mean, I like my jokes, but when it comes to actual presenting the information, I'm
Oh yeah, no, of course. No. Information's key.
So we're going to go through each thing that JP got that Global didn't. All right? Then we're going to go through all of the things that Global got that JP didn't. So it's important to note that for the things that JP had that Global didn't, it's possible some of these things still may come in this celebration, but they haven't been announced yet. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it is possible. Also, my chat box is broken.
Yeah.
Let's fix that.
Was it changed on a different scene? Maybe that's also why?
Yeah, I might be using the same chat box for that thing we're working on.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go. Fixed. Also lock that down. So the first thing JP got that we didn't is the revamp for the Go Forth Hero of Justice event. This presented new farmable Great Saiyaman 2, and I believe awakens into a 2-in-1. Great Saiyaman 2/1. It looks like exchange unit. Yep, exchange unit. So we're not gonna go through and be like, oh look, this was X number of stages, so it's X number of stones we're not getting. You guys can go and look at all these things if that's what you want to do. If you want to figure it out. We're just going to go through and talk about the content itself. So we have an event and a new character so far. JP got this event, but we got it. Let me check back with my notes here. We just had this during the worldwide download celebration. So that's why we don't have this as part of this celebration. They also got a Turbulent Start World Tournament Reborn. This one really irritates me because this is where you have the farmable SA for the Gohan that's in the banner. Like, I understand we just had this with Kefla, but you released the unit, and they almost always release the event to farm the unit super attack when they release the unit these days. So, what do you guys think about this? This is where I feel the particular global shaft is here. I mean, you guys will probably, once we get to the end, look at the sheer volume of content and be like, that's a complete shaft. But this right here, I think, is the worst of it all.
No, I definitely agree with that, and I truly feel that, you know, it's a misstep. Like, already so far, we're just 3 story events in. The fact that we don't have a farmable SA for this Gohan without using keys is truly just a giant misstep by, you know, by Dokkan. I don't understand why they're doing this. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't understand either here, just on the basis of the fact, you know, the Z-Sword Gohan themselves from Majin Buu Saga themed, so they might as well have had all the story modes still from the Majin Buu Saga theme that have been released so far on global in this campaign. It doesn't make much sense either, other than the fact that we just literally had them during the worldwide celebration. But, I mean, I think on JP, we would have had those events just before they went right into the worldwide celebration, and they would have been there for the entire month of the worldwide celebration as well. So genuinely don't see why they couldn't have kept them around for another month.
I agree. I mean, we'd had it for so long at that point, might as well, you know.
I mean, honestly, all story events that have already been done, they should just be kept around on a permanent kind of basis, not using keys.
Or even like bring them back on some sort of rotating basis. I think we've discussed that before too, where like, you know, for like X weekend, it's all of the events released from the beginning of the game until the 1 year anniversary. Then the following weekend, it's, you know, from the 2 year anniversary to the 3 year anniversary, so on and so forth. Just to
that could work.
Yeah, just to give us a time frame where we can actually work on stuff that we had no chance of getting if your account is a newer account, you know. Let's see here. The next thing that we have on the list is the Android 17 Extreme Z battle. And of course, that would bring you the EZA for Super 17.
This one I'm actually super pissed off about as well.
This is one of those ones that I'm hoping we're still going to get. They just haven't announced it yet. You know? Like, even if they give us the Broly one instead. You know, the Super Saiyan 3 Broly one. I still hope that they're just, like, hiding a nugget in here, and we're still going to get this. But, like I said, there's, you know...
There's just a lot missing.
So...
If we're talking about actual, you know, Dokkan Fest units or summonable units that got EZAs, I'm correct in thinking they would be the next Dokkan Festival units, either this Super Android 17 or Broly on global, because we've got every single other one so far.
Right.
And then, I can't remember, I have a funny feeling it might come out halfway through October just because JP's getting the Kid Buu at the exact same time during their celebration for August, for October, sorry.
The one that should have been here like 2 weeks ago.
I'm not the Kid Buu one. Yeah,
I'm not salty. I'm not salty.
Sorry, yeah.
So along with the Extreme Z battle, we of course get the banners that come with these, which is useful for somebody like me. Like, I only have one copy of 17, and maybe I'd like a dupe. And I can use dupes of all of these other characters that are shown here. So I might have gone in on this banner like once or twice to try to get those units that I have, you know, that I'd like to get dupes for. So I feel like this is kind of a shaft as well. This, like, the whole opening section is like, we're going to talk about being shafted. I know we don't normally do that on this show, but That's what we're doing today. We
Well,
just
I
went
mean,
through
it-
2 really crappy celebrations. I'm feeling negative. Let's get it out.
I mean, it's facts though. That's the problem. That if we were making memes and all that, then it's fine. But it's a fact.
Yeah, this is
You know,
something
we're
that is not
missing a
on
lot of
global. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
and we're way too far. Like we went from being right behind JP to now, like it's clear as day they are in the distance. You know, we won't ever be able to catch up, type of thing.
Smash cut to 3 months ago when we were talking about will they line up, and I said it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, just rub salt in the wound there, Alec.
Sorry, dude. It's just it's. I've watched the ebb and flow of these events and the way it's happened over the course of the 5.5 years of this game's lifespan at this point, and we always get to a point where we're really close on stuff, but then we get bogged down with all these huge events. You know, like the anniversary. The anniversary is what, a month and a half? During that time, there's easy A's, new stages, new events, all coming out on JP. They get ahead. It's just the way the game's designed.
But it feels like this time, like, it feels way different than normal, you know what I mean? Especially with this celebration as, like, a tee-off for that. Like,
Right.
we went from being closer than we've ever been to now it seems further away than we've ever been.
I wouldn't say further away than we've ever been. Maybe in some aspects, like Easy A's, we've lagged behind huge on Easy
Yeah.
A's. I mean, content, like actual content-wise, other than Easy A's, I think we're doing okay. Banner-wise, I mean, we're getting a banner right now that they just got 2 months ago.
Yeah. But that always happens.
Mm-hmm. But so does catching up by the anniversary, and then being way behind by the end of the download celebration.
Well, let's hope at this point that we're gonna at least get. Like, I feel like they're gonna have to like really bump up the next couple celebrations to get us to catch up. And I hope that's the case.
I hope so, because they did not bump up this one at all, as we're pointing out through the entirety of this opening section.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing saying about this celebration is that I think obviously we got the whole month of October, whereas obviously in the JP side they only had it really for 3 weeks, I guess, because they were obviously then getting into the countdown for the worldwide celebration. So we might get a proper part 2 for this, where we might get some of this stuff, but I can't imagine we're getting all these
Yeah.
extra events.
Well, all I know is I really want to see him do something, because comparing these two celebrations really poured a lot more salt on my already salty palate. We also are not getting the Dragon Ball Seekers category summon that would come along, since Dragon Ball Seekers is the effective type against 17. So that's another banner that most people wouldn't see, but still it's another thing we didn't get in this celebration.
Also a banner that most people should avoid regardless, so I'm not too salty about this one.
Yeah.
I don't know, blue coin banners are just...
Did I put... Sorry, I think I just made a mistake here.
Also, has Dragon Ball AG been here before?
No, yeah, I noticed I didn't have the questions in the show notes. We'll get to that after this. I was literally adding those while we were going through this already. I was like, God damn it.
Hot seat!
Yep. Okay, so I think I messed up when I put the chain battle in here, because we are getting a chain battle, so I don't think we can actually count this one.
Yeah.
So, alright.
I think that's really all that we're missing at this point.
Well, then there's some things that I didn't put in links for. Okay?
Oh, dang.
So the Dokkan events for Gohan and Super 17 were available every day during their Gohan celebration. They had the Ultimate Android event, the Cell Game Story event, the Mysterious Cell event, the Androids in Action event, the Rabbit Mob event, and the Adventure in Gratitude event, all of which, or Adventures of Gratitude event, all of which we don't have. They had a returning easy area for the Android Cell Saga, the Bulma's Battle Prep event, World Tournament, stages 31 to 40 of Super Battle Road, new stages for the Hero Extermination Easy A event, which would awaken Majin, Vegeta, and Fat Boo. That's like over 20 events, characters, awakenings, banners, over 20 different things that they have that we didn't get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did Global get that JP didn't get?
Okay. So What did Global get? Okay, so okay, we got the explosive chain battle. I'm sorry, that was where my mistake was. We got the explosive chain battle for Broly, or we're getting it. They did not have an explosive chain battle during their Gohan celebration. We also got, where'd it go? I apparently did not have this link open. I'm so pro.
MLG Pro.
Nope, I just linked it to the wrong thing. Ooh, I'm
You
so
got
good at
the
this.
magical. There's the magical girl fighter stage, the special event for that. It gives you the Rosie and I'm going to totally butcher the name of the other one. Kakunza. Yeah, I'd butcher that name.
This right here. This is what I was looking for.
Wapunza.
We got the free exchange tickets for the Family Kamehameha units. They did not get
Which
this.
I bitched about.
Now,
but they already got that during.
Right. That's another thing I was going to point out. This came at a different point for them, but this is still something we're getting during the Gohan celebration that they didn't get during the Gohan celebration. See, the problem with doing this, comparing what we got versus what they got, is it's apples to oranges, because we get things at vastly different times than they do. You know? But it's also good to show that these celebrations on Global could just be better. Okay? Because the only other things that we got, and these are really just bottom barrel scraping, you know, trying to find something else that we got that they didn't. The Pilaf pack. And then, of course, we also got the Super Training of Goku's Family event. But that's also something they got at a different point in time. So, where was that?
Well, to be fair, I don't think we could have really got that, because the rewards for that were the those extra items. What would you call them again? The name's gone. The skill orbs, that's the one I was looking for. Which we couldn't have got that at Goku Day celebration, since we had to wait to the 5-year anniversary for that.
Or they could have just put the skill orbs in then. I mean, it's not it's not like they haven't introduced mechanics to Global early before. Like, I don't know, active skill units.
Okay. Because I think we got the Kid Goku before we got the 4-year anniversary.
Yep. So I mean, they've done things out of order as far as introducing new mechanics and whatnot before. At least we've never had a repeat of what, to be announced. Is that what it was? Those super attacks.
Thank God we haven't had another one of those.
It just shows that they learned. They learned.
Yeah. Also, question: have you been explaining things and trying to show the podcast like images? Because if you have, the thing is not even up.
What do you mean? Not even up?
It just says Global Game Podcast, and this,
Oh Jesus.
So if you were trying to show anyone anything, I was gonna say for like the last 5 minutes, it's been like that.
It's just been clicking through the different little events that they got that we didn't, and the few.
Then it wasn't that bad then. You're fine.
So yeah. Anyway, so to double back onto this, overall, it's clear that JP got more content for the specific release of Gohan. But bear in mind that we don't do celebrations verbatim to what JP did. We get things released at different times. Sections of things get held off till other parts for us. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying it is what it is. But with that caveat in place, how much does this suck?
A lot.
A lot. For me personally, not getting the extra stages of Super Battle Roads is the big thing for me. They're missing, because that's just extra content and extra, for me doing YouTube as well, it's extra runs you can do and do videos on. So
a new place to showcase units. There's...
Yeah, and actually force yourself to use different types of teams as well, because you're obviously restricted to the category in particular. So.
Yep, I agree. That's a big one, especially from a content creator's aspect. But from like an in-game aspect, I still think it's the lack of the farmable super attack for the banner unit.
I can agree to that too.
I think that's just a piss poor move on their part. Oh, you guys just had this event 2 months ago. Who cares? You're bringing us the unit. Give us the ability to farm a super attack.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. For me at least, I think it's the easy A's and the potential for the easy A's and stuff. Because I actually enjoy going through the easy A's and building things for that. Like, and I'm always a proprietor of getting these units, you know, love that they should get. You know, especially with, you know, Tech Buff Boo that was supposed to get an easy A. It would have been great to have him. Like, I don't even have that Tech Kid Buu Awaken, but getting his easy A would make me want to awaken and get him all ready to go, so that way I can use it. But now I'm just like sitting here like, okay. And then obviously Super 17 is a unit that I've wanted to use a lot more, but you know, I just don't have the, you know, drive to use them in a team unless that easy A comes out.
right.
Personally, I've used them on the GP side of the game, and that Easy A for Super Android 17 is a fantastic unit after the Easy A, and I was able to, you know, pretty much, it felt like one-shotting pretty much the Super Power Road stage of the Android category one. So you definitely feel like he's a big loss to this celebration, especially if you had already had the unit, because he does transform from being a bit of a meh unit to being really a really good unit for Extreme AGL or Android category-based teams.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard. Like, I knew he was decent back in the day. I just didn't use him. And you know, as time goes on, obviously, units that are decent or, you know, mediocre at best turn into way worse units. And then Easy A's help them out, and that's what I'm glad for. I like going back to those old units and, you know, seeing what they could do in the new meta. And now, you know, it's just like...
and Ty, I just want to point out that we are still getting the Buff Boo Easy A. It's just not till next week.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind the Buff Boo. I'm not all too upset about that. But still, with the Super 17, it sucks.
Yeah, the Super 17 does suck. I mean, the unit's good, but the lack of him on global sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so to go back to how the show should have started, when we have a new guest on the show, we always ask 4 questions, unless I forget to put them in the show notes.
Okay, it's okay. I still feel loved. It's okay, guys. It's fine.
No, but that's okay, because now you have had no chance to prepare for these questions. But of course, you've watched the podcast before, so if you've paid attention, you know what they are. First,
okay.
How and when did you get into Dokkan Battle?
I started getting into Dokkan Battle. You know, I discovered it one day on the train going to work, and that was maybe around about the time of the first year anniversary in Global. So that's when I started playing the game, and then probably got really heavy into it by the second year anniversary. That's where I kind of started thinking about, you know, coming up with ideas for videos, and then it took me a good 3 years before I decided to actually get the guts, and probably thanks to the extra time from COVID-19 being around the house all the time to actually get my channel up and running. So I'm thankful for COVID for something at least.
A lot of YouTubers are. Same with Twitch streamers, where the COVID was very unfortunately beneficial to us. So, and I say unfortunately because of how it affects the rest of the world, not because it's bad that it was.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, all right. So next question, and I do realize that this can change at any given point in time. So currently, what is your favorite unit in the game?
Oh, that is actually a tough one, but I'm going to go with the Intelligence LR Vegito from the 3rd year anniversary. And the reason why I say that is just because that unit has stood the test of time. But when it's released, it's still been really a top tier unit that you can still take to almost any event today and still really useful. And the way that it's built, so just because of its longevity, how long it's good without having to have an easy A or not for an LR, is why it's my favourite. And the reason why I picked Vegito over Gogeta from the same anniversary is just because I prefer Vegito as a character over Gogeta.
I lean towards those counters hard, dude. Those counters are so clutch. LGE, you get him to crit counter, he's taken off so much health.
Yeah, fantastic unit.
So are there any new features or units that you'd like to see added to Dokkan?
That is. You know, we could probably talk about the rest of the podcast with that, because I have done my own mini series, and that's my very first kind of actual YouTube video was how to improve Dokkan, which was a 5-part kind of mini series that I did with some ideas. So I guess I'll probably pick my favourite one. And isn't an original idea, it's kind of copied from playing, I don't know if any of you's played EA Sports FIFA? Probably not. I don't think there's most people on this podcast have ever done
I'm not a soccer fan personally, or football is I guess what you guys would call it. We call it soccer over here.
Yeah. So like inside the game itself, it kind of has its own gacha mode, and one of the things
the Ultimate Team, right?
The Ultimate Team, yep, that's the one.
Mm.
And then inside that, it has a mode where you can sort of like exchange teams to get rewards. So I think this was like, if you look at my box, I've got tons of units there that are just like sitting. I've got like 7 or 8 copies of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that I just cannot use whatsoever. So I was thinking about, you know, if you could get a similar mode to that where you could build teams, you could exchange the teams themselves, and then you could get rewards for exchanging that team. So that could be Dragon Stones, it could be, you know, brand new units or exclusive units just for that mode, something like that. So you could also include like things like SRs, Rs, so it gives them actually a purpose to the game rather than just being this kind of fodder that you just end up, you know, exchanging with the Baba shop to get Baba points.
Yeah, I could see that. Like maybe exchange like Dokkan Fest characters for red coins, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think it would work as well to make it a bit of a challenge, you'd have restrictions on your team. So, like, say for example, like I think the one I did in my video was you could exchange a team of Super Saiyans, but you had to have a Vegeta family category member on there. You had to have a Goku family category member there. You had to make sure it was of a certain team cost, requirements, and those kind of things. So then you exchange that, and then in reward you might get, like, if you change entire teams of Super Saiyans, I said the reward would be like an exclusive Super Saiyan 2 Goku card.
Yeah. You said you have this as like a 5-part playlist or something on your channel.
Yeah, it's how to improve Dokkan Battle. I mean, to be fair, it's my very first set of videos, so it's something at some point I might want to go back and redo because the quality maybe not there off-putting, but it's definitely worth a watch if you're interested in some ideas.
Dude, yeah, I'll be checking that out today. It's not like I'm not gonna be sitting around doing nothing but playing Genshin anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that on our Dokkan podcast, huh? Oh well.
Probably not. All right, guys. I will see you later. I'm gonna go play some Genshin.
Okay.
By the way, shout out for the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, we do have a Genshin Impact section.
So if you're interested in Genshin, not Dokkan. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine someone tuning into this stream thinking it was Dokkan or thinking it was Genshin, but they see Dokkan Battle, but they still join the Discord?
I mean, we might. I don't know if we'll do like a podcast style thing for Genshin, but it's popular enough inside of our community, the Global Gang podcast community, that I think we could probably devote some resources to doing something with it. I just don't know what yet. So, but definitely not another podcast. At least if it is, I'll appear on the podcast, but I will not be the showrunner. I will not be the one who hosts it. I will not be the one who does the show notes. Let's just be real. One's enough for me.
All right, everyone get to AR 15 or 16 so we can all play co-op on the next Sunday.
Man, but I'm finding statues. Sorry. Huge deviation from what we're doing here. So final question for you, AG. Do you have any upcoming projects or videos that you'd like to promote?
Yeah, so I've probably got a summon video that I just done recently on the Gohan summon banner. I also had my kind of review of the worldwide celebration, so probably slightly controversial opinion on that compared to what you guys have talked about over there, but might be worth checking out. Probably you don't want to talk about that worldwide celebration anymore, so we'll leave that for another day. Also, I am working on something in the background about missing characters of Dokkan. So I did start doing some work on that before I had to sit my exams in the middle of September. So I'll hopefully get back to that, and that'll be slightly more in-depth content rather than just gameplay.
Missing characters? You couldn't possibly be talking about somebody like Garlic Jr., could you?
Yeah, that would be the very first episode. Yeah, so it'd kind of
see.
be my take on how we could work in the game and what it would be like.
Peppy Gals 150 lead G-Lie.
A 150 lead for Peppy Gals would break this damn game.
Facts. That's why I want it.
Me too. Actually, I don't know. Honestly, just a straight up 150 lead might not be so bad. The reason why Peppy Gals is so good right now is because of what Brienne does in her passive. Because she debuffs the enemy while buffing every member of her team on the rotation. It's like a 1-2 punch that I don't think they'll ever give to another lead unit.
But they should.
And it should be Chile. Just saying.
Just saying.
Whack.
So, alright, so let's get into what is going on in Dokkan right now. Now that we've gotten a lot of the salt out of the way, unless anybody wants to pour some more out right now.
No, I'm good.
Good.
Are we done talking about Chain Battle?
We haven't really gotten to
We haven't talked about it.
Okay. I was about to close the tab to be honest.
Way to pay attention.
Okay, so we're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk about the banner. They did make a change to the Gohan banner. It was the unit who I expected it to be, but not the unit that I was expecting to come in. You know. So they did get rid of Bardock like we were saying they were likely going to, but they put Beerus in place of Bardock instead of future Gohan.
I will say that's a giant surprise. Like, it's if you look at the differences between the two units, we got the better of the two, in my personal opinion. But with Beerus, it's really hard to see why they went with Beerus instead of the future Gohan.
I've kind of got a theory about that there. I think it might be just because if you think about why they put Bardock on the JP banner, you look at like the time period from when he was released in JP and then when he came out. So it was the same day as like March 18th, isn't it? So that's about 5 months more or less between, and that's why they picked that unit. So I think they tried to go about what was the latest unit about 5 months ago back on Global. From October, so if you go back 5 months, and you kind of get yourself to May. But I don't think they wanted to use the characters from the Goku Day celebration because they'd just been around on the Worldwide Celebration banner. So the next one after that would have been Beerus just before. I think that was maybe the logic.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, I was thinking it's just because the Supreme Kai's Realm of Gods lead.
I was gonna say that as well.
Yeah, I mean, your theory is solid too. I would have never thought to have looked at it like that. So, but
oh well, I don't have a degree in master stats, so I always look for patterns, I guess.
That's okay. I have a keen eye for missing the obvious, so it's all good.
And I know.
Yeah, I think your idea of actually saying Supreme Guy being Realm of Gods leader and putting another Realm of Gods unit on there does make more sense actually.
Yeah. So. I mean, either way, I mean, I'm okay with the change. I would have preferred that it would have been future Gohan still, only because I feel like we're approaching a Turles at this point, or a hit. You know
what they could have done? They could have just removed Strike the Ultimate Gohan, because let's be honest.
Hey, I was hoping to pull a copy. I still don't have it.
Yeah,
well, I was not.
Switch him for future Gohan. Get the trash at. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, they wouldn't be able to remove Ultimate Gohan.
Right.
If they would have switched Beerus with future Gohan, I would have gotten future Gohan on this celebration. So I'm kind of upset because I got an extra copy of Beerus.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Same for me. I would have had a copy of future Gohan if that would have been the case.
Yeah, I should have got.
Speaking of which, go over to the Global Gang Podcast YouTube channel. Check out my summons. Posted them there yesterday. Cheap plug.
Check it out.
Does it really count as a cheap plug if I'm plugging stuff for our channel?
No, it's not.
It's just a shameless thing, right?
It's a shameless
plug.
Okay, so no cheap plug. It's a shameless plug. All right.
Yes.
It's not like I really have shame anyway. I mean, look at the way I talk to you guys every week.
Yeah, I know. Imagine having to do a podcast with. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine. So overall, your guys' thought on this banner, like value-wise, is this something that free-to-play players should maybe think of spending in?
Yeah.
I would say invest a little bit in it personally, just because that Gohan obviously is like on par, if not in some ways better than the Cooler, because I've heard it many times already from different Dokkan tubers and Dokkan streamers, and it's a fact. This guy puts the INT. He can be ran in any team that he's able to be, category or type-wise, and he will literally do anything he can to make that team better. Like, the unit is so good. The only thing that I would say is that with the inclusion of Beerus, like, it bumps up the value of the banner, but you still have that strength Ultimate Gohan and Kid Goku. Kid Goku's not a bad unit. Let me get that out of the way, really. Kid Goku's not a bad unit, but we've gotten him so many times. He's been on a lot of banners, and same with Meta Cooler. He's been on a lot of banners too. So,
AG, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, this banner was alright value because of the fact that I didn't have the Piccolo, didn't have AGL Metal Cooler. The only units I really didn't want there from that banner was probably the Ultimate Gohan, which I already had in Rainbow before this celebration and have extra copies sitting in my box. Could have used copies of the Kid Goku, but don't really use the Kid Goku enough to justify getting extra copies for him. Yeah, but if I was free to play, the thing to me is like that Gohan, it would be good to know if you knew when he was coming back, if you had an idea of that, but we don't because he was only so recently featured on the JP side of the game, so he's not had a chance to come back there. I think on that basis it's definitely worth dropping maybe 100 stones, 150 stones, but I wouldn't go too deep on it because you're not getting any discounts and you're not getting any buy 3 get 1 free, and we know for a fact that at some point we're going to get the dual Dokkan Fests for the Gotenks and the Majin Buu, probably sometime in November, although I actually think it might be for Halloween now. I just feel like with the Majin Buu character and Gotenks, who've been quite featured a lot on the Halloween sort of banners in the past and using a lot of the graphics and the art, they might throw that there and then give us the LR Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and the LR Blue Boys card unit sort of mid-November, and then the Tap Banner one right at the end of November, right during Thanksgiving.
That'd be interesting because they've never moved those units off of Thanksgiving before.
Yeah.
Like that celebration,
but
those units always come at Thanksgiving for us.
Yeah, but I was just thinking because they also came a bit early as well, because they usually come in Golden Week in Japan, which is usually May kind of time, beginning of May, but they came kind of like the 3rd week of April, so they did come a little bit early over in JP, so I'm thinking they might do the same thing in Global.
They might.
Well, I could be totally wrong. So
that's the fun thing about speculation is if you say something crazy and you're right, you're deemed like a prophet. If you say something crazy and you're wrong, you're just some guy on the internet who said something crazy and you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
nothing to lose if you're wrong.
Right, you're just some other person on the internet spouting some nonsense. If you happen to be right, boom, you've got clout.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I would say this Gohan is far better than probably the Transforming Gotenks or the Buu that we know we're probably going to definitely get fairly soon.
Yeah.
The Tap banner could be the Christmas banner as well. I think that's where it's at last year. But I think the year before it did come out in Thanksgiving. Or just after Thanksgiving.
As not very often to do here, I'm going to disagree with all of you. Free-to-play players should solid skip this banner.
I didn't even give my thoughts.
You said yeah earlier.
I didn't say yeah. I was saying yeah to like listening to Taisha.
Oh, okay.
He said a little. He said a little bit. I was gonna say it's worth a lot of it because obviously Taisha with his 800.
Dude, really? Really? You gotta do that. You gotta do that. Really? Alright, I respect it.
It was worth a little bit of value.
Okay.
800 stones is not a little value.
It's worth a little bit of value for free to play.
Yeah, for free to play.
I wailed and I lost, okay? Did you wanted this, didn't you, J-Bo? You wanted me to fucking
He's been waiting for it.
Ah!
So here's why I say free-to-play players should hard skip this banner. Yes, Gohan is probably the best TUR in the game, individual, like not when taking into account his team because he is his own team. What he does, and we will get into that in a little bit, he is a solid unit. You would not be mistaken to summon for him. However, we just got through the 5-year. We just got through the Worldwide Celebration banner. Your stones have been depleted. We have, the Blue Boys coming up. We have Jiren coming up. We have potentially a global first unit in December, which we've got in the last couple years. Okay? There are things that are coming where, and I've said it before, you guys have heard me say that there are only about 5 or 6 times a year that free-to-play players should summon. Like, if you really want to maximize the value of your stones and get the most value per stone that you spend, you're summoning during Anniversary, you're summoning during Download or Worldwide Celebration, whatever it is. You'll summon around Christmas because those have really good banners. They'll be the guaranteed LR1 from New Year's that you'll probably want to summon on. And then occasionally, there'll be another celebration where there's a really solid value, but you're looking between 4 and 6 times a year that you're really going to invest stones into a banner if you're trying to play free to play as efficiently as possible. So whereas the Gohan is a great unit, Beerus is a good unit, Piccolo's an underrated unit, and the Supreme Kai is a great unfeatured unit, I would still advise, if you are truly a free-to-play player, do not put these stones into this banner because you probably don't really have any anyway.
Unless you skipped 5-year.
Unless you skipped 5-year like Trevor. This is true. Oh.
Well, actually, didn't he lose all his stones on boot tanks anyways?
I think so, but
it's a Boo Boy, so I mean.
But Trevor also got hooked up during the Worldwide Celebration. He got Vegeta, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's get on to the actual units themselves. Let's talk about this Gohan. Finally, we're 45 minutes into the show and finally started to talk about what's coming in.
Trash. No, I'm kidding.
Trash. He's absolute garbage. So I just realized that I don't have a Hybrid Saiyans lead. I'm so happy. So he is a Savior or Hybrid Saiyans category. Ki +3, hit points 130%, attack and defense 170% lead. On super attack, he will greatly raise his attack and defense by 50% for 99 turns and cause immense damage to the enemy. Passive skill, attack and defense plus 140%. Next part, Ki +1 at the start of each turn up to +3. Next part, guards against all attacks. Next part, plus an additional attack plus 40% within the same turn when guard is activated. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Active skill receives a boost through hidden potential activation, can be activated from starting from the 5th turn for the start of battle once only. Why did you have to say hidden potential activation? That made me think it had something to do with his actual hidden potential. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And then I realized the Elder Kai unlocks his hidden potential. Duh.
Yeah.
So, Link skills are Brainiacs, All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage, Cold Judgment, Revival, Power Bestowed by God, Fierce Battle. Categories are Hybrid Saiyan, Resurrected Warrior, Majin Buu Saga, Goku's Family, Siblings Bond, Revenge, Rapid Growth, and Saviors. So after that 5th turn, he can become Ultimate Gohan. Super attack changes to greatly raises attack by 50% for 1 turn, causes immense damage with a medium chance of stunning the enemy, and that is a 30% chance of the stun. Passive becomes Ki +3 at attack and defense plus 158%. Next part, guards all attacks. Next part, plus an additional attack plus 58% for the rest of the battle when guard is activated. Since he guards against all attacks, the second he guards an attack, you have 58% attack for the rest of the battle. Attacks effective against all types when facing only one enemy, whose HP is 58% or more, or when there is a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. Link skills change to Infighter, All in the Family, Saiyan Warrior Race, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Power Bestowed by God, and Fierce Battle. AG, do you want to start by singing the praises of this unit?
Yeah, I mean, you can't knock it. This unit being such a top tier unit. The only drawback from it is that you have to kind of put them in the first slot every single time to get that extra attack defense boost. For the extra 40% attack or the extra 58%, or else you're going to end up attacking them and not getting there. The fact that he stacks his attack and defense as well. I mean, I don't have the unit, but I've seen like some showcases that he's hitting well into like the 3-4 millions really easily. I think he's absolutely vital for, or makes your life a hell of a lot easier on the longer events like Infinite Dragon Ball History and the Legendary Goku event. So.
Yeah, attack and defense plus 50% is, I think, unheard of. I don't think anybody else in the game does that.
No, I mean, to be honest, I'd probably prefer to use him just as Z-Sword Gohan, because I think that's the better unit. I think he becomes a total attack powerhouse, obviously when he transforms to Ultimate Gohan, but he does lose that defensive aspect to him as well. And medium chance of stunning the enemies, pretty pointless against some of those difficult events where you can't stun. So.
I mean, the thing is, since it's an active skill, you can choose. So if you just want to run him as Z-Sword, run him as Z-Sword.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. JMO, your thoughts?
He seems flashy, kind of like cooler in a sense, where like people oftentimes, well, so not cooler necessarily, well, cooler too. And AGL LR Gohan, where like you can transform them, but it's not. Well, I mean, cooler you would transform, but like with AGL LR Gohan, in a sense, where more people are like, oh yeah, he's better as Super Saiyan, but to be flashy, I'll transform to Super Saiyan 2 like at the end of the battle, you know, just for the sake of it. I feel like that's where Ultimate Gohan slips, because he's got that same AGL LR Gohan mechanic there, or not mechanic, but like that mindset that's going to be put into players' heads is like, okay, so if he is arguably better as Mystic Gohan, nobody's gonna transform him to Ultimate Gohan unless they're just trying to, you know, flex raw power and just get the numbers. Overall, the unit's really good. Like you said, unheard of with the, I think, what is it, the 158, and then obviously guarding against all attacks is actually really nice.
Yeah.
So overall, a solid, well put together unit. Personally, I know we can't ever stop this trend. I just want a Gohan, an Ultimate Gohan, Future Gohan, or some type of adult Gohan that does not have hybrid Saiyans. Like, I know it's not possible, or it feels like it's just not possible at this point.
Oh, you mean as a leader, as a leader skill?
Yeah, I would just like to see a genuine, like, adult Gohan that's not hybrid fucking Saiyans.
Like,
But
I don't know,
like,
could we maybe get like Dokkan Fest Tournament of Power Gohan, since he was the frickin' leader of the team and only has an SR?
Yeah. Like, I like the iteration of giving him a different category in Saviors. I don't even know how good the category is. Well, not how good the category is. I don't even know what's like featured on the category.
Well, let's take a look so we can laugh at how bad this category is.
Hey!
So, I mean, I'm really down on this category because it feels like it lacks an in-game identity. Like, there's not a lot of units in here that mesh well with each other. And I feel like for the most part, you're going to be trying to pull from the Majin Buu Saga portion of this, and then running this TN with your group, because it makes the most sense. And at that point, why not just run a Majin Buu Saga team?
Yeah.
I mean,
So overall, just a flashy unit, but
yeah,
has its perks at the end of the day.
Consists of characters who save the day in a crucial moment.
Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta?
Hold on. Ready? So let's deconstruct that.
Why is there no Goku? What the fuck?
Gohan pops in here as Ultimate Gohan, slaps around Buu for like 5 seconds, then gets absorbed and makes the situation worse. Oob goes to fight Baby in GT, you know, to slow things down, gets his butt handed to him, merges with Buu to become Majub, gets turned into candy and eaten by Baby, making Baby stronger, making things worse. Hercule, do I need to keep going?
Yeah!
I mean, at no point at no point in here have these guys come in and save the day at a crucial moment. There is only one character in Dragon Ball who saves the day at a crucial moment, and he's not even on the goddamn category.
I mean, to be fair, I will give.
Oh, no, there he is. There's one right here. One right here.
Trunks, I will give LR Trunks the benefit of the doubt. He did come in and wipe Frieza.
Yeah, but Goku was going to do it anyway. We know from that timeline that he explained that Goku showed up and did it.
Oh no,
anyway.
yeah, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, I can vouch for physical Trunks. You know, he was doing his tasks.
Trunks is not sus.
But I don't know. I feel like the stereotype for Hercule being like the savior of the planet. You know, everyone looks up to him. He's always taken the credit for where it was due to Goku. So I mean, I understand Hercule being on there. I understand why you're upset that he's even on there. Why half this category is the way it is. But I don't know. I could vouch for some of them. Like they're probably going by the anime as well. Which then, if that's the case, it does clear LR Trunks and Hercules. But
this Krillin who shows up in a movie. You know, I believe it's the second movie. Okay?
Second coming of Broly, yes.
Pulls Gohan's butt out of the fire, and then 2 seconds later, gets knocked the F out.
And to be fair, though,
such a savior.
He was a savior because Gohan nearly died there. Because you know Gohan's a weak ass piece of shit.
Like,
so he
nearly kills himself holding Cell into the ground. Admittedly, a cool moment. I'm not downing the moment at all, but Cell still became perfect.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he still did.
Here's the thing, though, and this is kind of what I want to point out to give kind of the benefit of a doubt with this. Savior doesn't mean that all they did was literally save the day completely. What I'm meaning by that too is like take Tien for example. Yeah, he did spare them time that they needed. You know, yeah. Hercule was the voice of the people, and the people were going to listen to him. If he wouldn't have said anything about, you know, raising their hands up for the Spirit Bomb,
I get it.
Goku wouldn't have had that.
I get it, but it's not characters who persevered in a crucial moment. It's characters who, as they say, saved the day,
which they did. If Tien wouldn't have done that, like Tri-Beam, then they wouldn't have had enough time for like basically everything else.
All right, like, I'll give you that. Gohan didn't save anybody from anything, though.
I do agree with that.
Gohan showed up, was cocky as shit, and just made everything worse. He is not a savior. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we should maybe have just recalled this more like epic moments category. Because I feel like that's what all the characters have here is just an epic moment for a couple of minutes, and it doesn't change the plot. Or the way the story's
like last second save or something like that. Because didn't Gohan like show up just as people were about to get their butts kicked, and then he distracted Boo so they didn't get their butts kicked? I mean, like last second save I would understand, but not as a savior, not as someone who saved the day. I know I'm just splitting hairs at this point, and I'm being an old man, so I apologize.
He did in a way keep Goten and Trunks from being absorbed at that moment, but he didn't save them from getting absorbed in general later on. But then again, that was their own. Let's go ahead and fuse, and then fucking just stand there and make fun of Boo.
The whole Boo saga just was Toriyama left completely off the chain. I kind of love it and kind of hate it at the same time.
I think it's
only really like
most enjoyable of the sagas, but I think I'm a little bit different in opinion there. I do love that sort of that more comedy side of it.
Yeah, it felt a lot more like original Dragon Ball. Like it was the most Dragon Ball feeling Dragon Ball Z arc in my opinion.
Oh no, 100%.
Except for maybe Saiyan Saga.
Dude, I love that this category does have Planet Namegoku on it.
Yeah.
Someone who actually saved the fucking day. Didn't spare a planet, but he definitely saved the fucking day.
I was like, how do we only have like 2 or 3 Gokus on this entire category? Like,
why is Pikkon on there?
Pikkon showed up and gave them time to do fusion.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So, like
I'm thinking that's Pikkon from the actual anime. That isn't even part of the plot.
Not only that, but when Pycon was first introduced, it was him and Goku going down into health and basically saving the day down there. Yeah, and Pycon literally just made Cell look like a bitch.
True.
Just kicked him in the jaw and was like, "Shut up, dude."
So Issei just asked, "Where's Bye Guy's Goku?" I think this is the closest we get to that moment, isn't it? No, that's Namek.
That's Namek. Yeah. Well, technically, he didn't save the day. He more or less just committed suicide.
He just delayed the inevitable. He made things worse. He showed up and he made things worse.
He committed sewer slide.
Sewer slide is not the answer, kids.
No, it's not. But that's what he did. He didn't save the day
answer. Here are all of your summer blues.
Transmission back.
This episode brought to you by Slip and Slide. Sorry.
No.
So before we move on, any last minute thoughts on Saviors or Gohan or
trash? Well, Gohan not trash. Okay.
I mean,
not.
Yeah.
I think just the categories in general are a little bit getting stale. Just because so many are on every single category, it's almost pointless adding new ones to the game. And I feel like we got most of the key ones, so that all they're just doing is trying to come up with a new category, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think it'd be better to get, especially with like how hard Extreme Super Battle Road is, maybe like new type leaders. I don't know.
You're trying to find new ways to sell. That's really what it is. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if they keep making new units for specific categories that are already in the game, there's going to be people like me who still complain, where's Garlic Jr.? Where's Dr. Wheelo? Where's False Super Saiyan Goku from Lord Slug? Where's a new good Lord Slug? So I feel like that's part of why they have to keep reiterating like units that go on old categories but try to make them new, like Saviors, even though it's not the greatest idea. But it's just a selling point to make more sales for the unit that they're releasing. That's really all it is. Like, people are gonna buy Gohan just because how good he is, or they're gonna summon for him just because of that.
Would you not maybe have thought they could have just done it for this Gohan? Just said you could be Hybrid Saga plus 150% across the board to like all tech type or just super tech type.
Oh, of course. But it probably doesn't make the money as much as with this. I
don't know. I think for the most part, outside of the first 10 stages of Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road, the mono meta is dead. Like, people use it for Battlefield, but I've also seen people using categories. We have so many categories with so many different units that you can go into Battlefield, and you can focus on doing different category runs instead of doing mono team runs.
Yeah, which I'm probably going to end up trying category runs because I've been doing monos and I've been getting my ass handed to me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So, it looks like my mono era is coming to an end.
I don't know. I will tell you this though, Pepe Gal's OP because Jiren is a joke.
Yeah.
Sorry, he is. When you have the World Tournament Kale Khalifa, you have the summonable base form Kale Khalifa, you have LR Kale and Khalifa. That last fight is just a joke. Like, you put Tech Khalifa in front of every single attack, and she's like, I'm not going to take any damage now. Or ever. 100% dodge is just dumb.
But, yeah. The only thing I gotta say about the Gohan is just easily top 10 unit. If you don't get him now, though, he'll come back. Sad to say, but I'm at the point for myself where I'm just like, they'll come back, and I'm pissed off for no reason.
I will say though that if you do go through this and you summon and you don't get Gohan, he is absolutely worth a red coin investment later on.
Facts. That's why I've got 600 waiting.
Yeah, like it's not even a question. Like, I would normally tell everyone to save their red coins for DFE LRs because they come about so infrequently, However, there are at least 2 TURs I can think of, being Gohan and Cooler, that are worth coins, in my opinion. So, But let's move on to the next new unit in the banner. We've got our boy Supreme Kai and Kibito. He drops as Supreme Kai, so you can farm up his super attack right now. That event is available, unlike they, did dirty to Gohan. Shots fired. Right. Leader skill is Patara category key +4, stats 100%. Super attack greatly raises his defense. What is that, 50%? Yep, 50% for 1 turn. Causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy, high chance being 50% for 2 turns. Passive skill, key +2, attack and defense 120%. Next part, attacked enemies attack and defense -30% for 2 turns. Next part, high chance, I believe that's 50% chance of evading enemy's super attack, enemy's attack including super attack. And then last part of his passive, he recovers 10% hit points at the end of the turn. His special fusion is his active skill. He performs Patara fusion, can be activated upon entering attack turn once only. Link skills are telekinesis, solid support, cold judgment, master of magic, godly power, supreme power, fierce battle. Categories are realm of gods, Majin Buu Saga, Patara, and joint forces. Once he transforms into Kibito Kai, super attack is greatly raises attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and seals super attack. Passive skill is key +3, attack and defense 150%. Next part is all enemies attack and defense -20% and stuns the attacked enemy for 2 turns once only. And then last part is recovers 10% hit points at the end of the turn. Link skills, power bestowed by God, solid support, cold judgment, master of magic, fused fighter, supreme power, fierce battle. JMO, what you think about this going to be available in every single banner coming from here on out unit?
I actually like this unit, not gonna lie. I think that it's a different, again, like I've been saying, it's a different twist on, category leads. So whereas like we have the Realm of God Supreme Kai, this is like the Supreme Kai for Patara, which if you don't have any of the other Patara leads, this is a nice one to pull. If you manage to pull them for the new players who summon on just a random banner and like, hey, I got Supreme Kai and Kibito. At first, they're probably going to be like, this must be a trash unit because, it's Supreme Kai and no one likes Supreme Kai. But then when you actually do your research and you look up the unit, he's actually not bad. Getting the attack and defense for 1 turn is better than what he does when he's Supreme Kai and Kibito. Right? It's the same percentages for defense, but instead he gets the so it's a weird thing with this game as well with the super attack. Like he stuns the enemy for 1 turn? Oh, for 2 turns. 50% chance for 2 turns. But when he's Kibito Kai, he seals super, which I feel like both those skills now are so fucking useless.
Well, yes and no. They're amazing in Super Battle Road.
Well, yeah, like in certain events they are, and I feel like, I don't know, like that part where I feel like most events now are trying to like not forget, but like more events are trying to like implement the can't be stunned, like what we have with Battlefield, and I think, what is it, Ultimate Chain Battle as well does it? Well, Ultimate Chain you don't do, so never mind. But no, overall good unit, like the passive as well. It's like every other unit we get in terms of a passive skill. But no, I also like that he's a healer at the end of the turn. That's really nice. It's a nice touch on a unit that actually, or not a unit, but a character that goes pretty underappreciated. So I feel like this is a good representation for not only Supreme Kai, but for Kibito as well. Overall, I like it.
Yeah,
I don't have it, but I'm down to attempt 1 summon to pull it if I can ever beat Battlefield.
Yeah, I think it's interesting he heals at the end of the turn instead of the beginning of the turn. That's a nice change. Not a whole lot of characters heal at the end of turn. Most of them heal when they show up on the board. So that's an interesting alteration to that mechanic. I do want to point out, earlier in the show I said these guys were a Realm of Gods leader. They are Patara leader, which throws my entire theory of why Beerus is on the banner out the window. So we're going to go with AG's theory that deals with, time frames, because that makes more sense now. So, speaking of AG, what are your thoughts on this new Supreme Kai and Kibito?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to actually get him in my summons, but I haven't actually had a chance to use him or level him up too much just yet. So, but just looking on the face of the card itself, I think it's quite versatile. I mean, I think he's a really good unit for Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road, because he has that attack and defense reduction in his passive. I think that's really useful there, and I also like the fact that he gets that high charge dodge before you transform. And correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I get this wrong, but I believe you can transform at any point with him. There's no turn restriction on his transformation.
Yeah, you can just do it whenever you want to.
Yeah, so I think like if I was to use this unit itself, I would probably run him while you're getting the extra attack and defense for 2 turns, and then transform probably on the 3rd turn, just so you can constantly get that attack and defense reduction.
Yeah, I mean,
before he transforms, he obviously gets 30% attack and defense reduction to all enemies, whereas only 20% afterwards. So it just makes sense to leave him in that form, because I still don't see him as being the unit you'd be using as your hard hitter on the team.
No, he's still definitely a support style unit. Well, I guess not really support as much as he is like a debuff unit.
Yeah, I think he's that unit there to kind of help you tank attacks when they're attacking a lot of times. So I think he's very versatile, and he fits well probably in Realm of Gods or Patara category. So
absolutely.
As terms of like the one, I kind of feel this with a lot of banners. The 120, the extra units that have been coming released alongside them, the non-Dokkan Fests, have been really top tier, just in general.
They have, like the back in the 5-year, the the Trunks and Mai and the Bardock and Gine, those units are phenomenal.
Yeah, and they kind of go a little bit unsung because they're just kind of overshadowed by the sort of the flashier Dokkan Fest exclusive units.
Yeah, these the unfeatured SSRs lately have been top tier. I do agree with that. Kystra?
See, I like the utility of this card just in general. The fact that you can choose to transform is already a plus for me. The fact that you can transform at the start of your first turn automatically is fantastic. Just that you could either go with evasion depending on what you want, and then obviously with the attack and defense minus 20% is great. I love the fact that you go from a unit that can stun and then transform into a unit that's sealed. Not only that, but because of the passive of Kibito Kai being able to stun right off the bat, like this unit, in my opinion, has some of the most utility in every banner card than most of the ones that we've gotten. Granted, obviously with Bardock, Trunks and Mai, and a couple of the other ones that we've gotten before, they're good utility, but I think with this guy and with Majin Buu Saga, Patara, and Realm of Gods, like I really think that he's, above a majority, probably like 95% of all the other general pool cards.
He feels like he's both your suspenders and your belt.
Basically, yeah.
Like he's there to make sure that you're protected in some way, shape, or form. Like whether he has a chance to stun or a guaranteed seal. I mean, he's still lowering enemy attack and defense. He's a cover your ass character.
Yeah.
And they're great, and I love it.
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel about it, is that just the general utility of being able to like not have to worry when he's on your board just makes it brings a smile to my face. Not only that, but I definitely have to say, like, if a character can heal, that always makes me smile. Can I also point out, as one last thing, his passive is not a paragraph long.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a plus for me.
Yeah, that's a plus for me going through it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have a multi-part passive that is in some ways complex, but it's also relatively simple at the same time. But yeah, it didn't need to be a paragraph long for this to be a powerful unit.
Exactly.
So, all right. Any final thoughts on this purple beast before we move on?
Just summon him on any banner. He's on everything.
Yeah.
Or he will be once this is over.
The only drawback I've got from it, I'm not sure who I would take out on a Realm of Gods team that I would normally use, or a Patara team. That's the only thing for me.
Realm of
It's like,
Gods.
he's a great use.
Realm of Gods, I'd run Beerus as the lead, Strength Whis, Int Vados, this guy. I don't know. Maybe
Thickness of
Fizz
time.
BB,
Aw.
and then pretty much anybody else in the last spot. Oh, Agility Supreme Kai, which we'll get to. Agility West Kai. She's really good. She would be a 6th slot that would be solid in there as well. That's what I would think. But I mean, it depends on what your box is, really. I mean, that's just going off of my head, what I could put together in my box, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel Link skill-wise, he suffers a little bit unless you're on Patara and you transform. Like, I mean, there's not really much in the way of give this boy some key.
Well,
which
he
is
does
fine.
give.
He gives himself 2 key. I get that. But even with that, it would be nice to see at least one of these links have a key support in it. But like I said, when you transform him, you get fused fighters, so then you get that key support right there.
Well, bear in mind too, like most teams you're going to be running give 3 key for the leader and the sub leader, and then he gives himself 2 in his regular and 3 in the other. It's not hard to pull off of 3 to 4.
No, I agree. It's not hard at all. It's just for me within character design, I prefer to have at least 1 key link support at all times, or 1 key link skill at all times.
Yeah,
that's just me though.
Understandable.
Good unit though. They're both really good units. Like I said, there is value in summoning on the banner, but if you're free to play, you're probably struggling on stones right now, and this is probably a good banner for you to skip and catch up on the units at another time. We do have the category summon for saviors. I think we're all going to tell you don't do this.
Nope. Don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
Don't do it. So, yeah, moving on.
Easy section.
Goku and friends are back. So this event, nothing has changed, except they've added awakenings for Tarble and Gotenks. You need to farm up 1,000 Rad Radishes to awaken them both. So I'm a little upset at this because it feels like the lazy way of adding to this event. I mean, they could have easily just added 2 more stages, given us 4 more Dragon Stones, and let us farm the medals from that. But no, it's go back and grind Rad Radishes.
Hot.
I mean, am I just being incredibly salty at this point, or does that feel kind of lackluster to anybody else?
No, it's true.
Yeah, it would have been better if they were just like medals from an extra stage or something like that. But I guess it's kind of hard when you kind of fully fleshed that sort of mini movie out already to add extra stages to it.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see here.
Or they could have just...
Oh, go ahead.
So, well, they've done this a few times over JP more often than that. They could just completely have revamped the actual story event itself and just change the medals in each stages and make it a brand new story event with an extra 4 stones again. So just another brand new reset of the stages.
Yeah, I definitely agree they could have done something different, and it's a little upsetting, but it is what it is. The grind's not that bad. I ground up all 1,000 of mine this morning before we did the podcast. So I did 240 something stamina, I think, is what I spent on it.
During or after or before Genshin?
Before Genshin. I prioritized Dokkan.
Okay.
Can we get a how many times Genshin Impact is mentioned in the podcast counter?
YouTube exclusive.
YouTube.
Let's see here. So Gotenks. You guys have had this unit before. He does get his awakening. He becomes a fusion category key plus 3 stats 50%. Super attack causes supreme damage to the enemy, greatly lowers defense, which is 50% for 3 turns. Passive skill, attack and defense plus 90% when performing a super attack. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance, 25%, of becoming a super attack when facing only one enemy. plus an additional attack and defense plus 40% when attacking if the target enemy is in the defense down status. Link skills are Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, The Innocent, Shocking Speed, Fused Fighter, Over and Flash, Shattering the Limit. Categories are Fusion, Hybrid Saiyans, Youth, and Special Pose. AG, have you had a chance to use the Awakening yet?
I have not. I honestly have not actually used them one bit. And even, unlike you, I didn't even have to grind because I have that many radishes available, so I could have done it straight away. But I've not actually used them yet. I guess like as a unit himself, he's not bad as a free-to-play unit. He's obviously not going to be top tier, and I would just personally struggle to use him many teams because there's just better base Gotenks out there, especially probably once we get to Thanksgiving celebration and the transforming Gotenks are then released. So it's probably going to be, if you were lucky enough to get him, you probably replace that base Gotenks in your teams.
Yeah. Like I said, I just farmed up the stuff and wakened them this morning, so I also haven't used them, so I can't really speak on it. Have either of you guys, JMO, Tystra, have you guys finished this guy up yet?
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to him. Right now, like, for my Dokkan, I'm working on I just finished Awakening Supreme Kai. I'm working on Awakening West Kai first, and then I'm going to work on the radishes and stuff while I'm at work.
Right on.
Not gonna lie, all I did was farm 2 Tarbles. Because I didn't even realize I had one already at SA10 Dokkan Awakened, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna farm another. Because I had one in my box at SA6, and my brain was like, okay, you never finished him when he first came out, so get 4 more, get dew pads, and do that. So unwillingly, I ended up farming 2.
JMO, you need to stop being such an overachiever. You're making me feel bad.
Just saying, I have 2 in my box at level 10. One has Orb Investment, the other one does not, so.
Okay. I think on paper this guy's going to be fun to use. I mean, it's not like the unit was something, fantastic in his pre-awakened state, so
yeah.
Didn't really use him a whole lot.
I mean, he got a step up at least. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Like, what he was, he's definitely a lot better now.
Absolutely.
And his art's a lot cleaner too. I actually dig this Dokkan art compared to what he had.
Yeah, I like how he has Yamcha's Wolfang Fist type of thing going on here. Wolfang Volleyball Fist, so he's stealing from Yamcha and Tien.
We also had a long discussion last night, me and Taisha in a VC, while we were both playing Genshin.
Oh yeah.
How rated Yamcha really is, like.
Yeah,
Yamcha
where's
underrated.
respect
Are you being serious?
I am absolutely serious.
Where
And,
is respect for Yamcha, dude? Like a new TUR Yamcha, where, like, actually,
Yamcha,
I see a Spirit Ball Yamcha, dude.
Yamcha from Dragon Ball. Yeah, I would agree with you guys. He's solid, but
One who got blown up by the Cybermen too.
They hardcore dissed Yamcha from the start of Dragon Ball Z on.
How dare they?
That's
wasted potential right there.
I will say, like, me and JMO went in depth last night, which is funny too because we could have been streaming that and it would have been a fun discussion to have. But there's a bunch of stuff about Yamcha that people tend to forget. But that's a thing for another time since yeah. The only other thing I'd like to say is it's not Tien and Yamcha. He's stealing it from Tiencha, the fusion. So you're welcome.
But the fusion's not canon.
Yeah, and
Gaberhawk, yes, every free to play is worth grinding.
Yeah. If
and
you
also,
guys,
go ahead.
I would say if anybody in chat is going to ask if any of us on this panel are going to say is a free to play character worth grinding, you're most likely going to hear yes because of the fact that easy areas exist. We never know what free to play units we're going to need for those, so from now on, when a free to play unit comes out, just grind it up. You don't have to put orbs into it, just get it done. Super attack 10, all paths unlocked, awakened. You don't have to put your orbs in, you don't even have to put skill orbs in, just make sure that the skeleton of the character is ready to go in case you need it.
Yeah, don't do what I do and literally try to rainbow every free to play unit. If you have the extra orbs and you decide to do that down the line because like maybe there's that one free-to-play unit that got a really decent awakening, then maybe that's where I would consider throwing orb investments in. Like, I think, Alec, you rainbowed Alms, right?
Oh, yeah.
You rainbowed Alms, you rainbowed Cumber. Like, those are units that you should rainbow that are free-to-play. There are ones similar to that you should also free-to-play, or rainbow that are free-to-play, but that just comes down to your preference, how well you're going to use the unit, how much you're going to use the unit. Like, Alec and I tend to also rainbow units just because we like them, like mechanic-wise, not just necessarily because, And also, to answer one more question, because it's killing me, I have to answer this. Emilio, my favorite cereal is Cocoa Puffs. I couldn't resist that because I'm craving Cocoa Puffs right now, and I just don't have a box. I'd be downing it right now on this podcast.
Sorry, can I just ask, are Cocoa Puffs the same as Cocoa Pops that we have here in the UK?
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They're pretty similar, chocolate balls.
As long as it's not Cocoa Krispies or Cocoa Pebbles, I'm good. Because those are two of the same thing, and honestly, they're dog shit.
Yeah.
Everyone be on them Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man.
Dude, I could literally eat Cocoa Puffs no milk.
Are we seriously gonna sit here talk about cereal, guys?
No, we're not.
All right.
Oh, well, can I just mention one thing?
Yeah,
one thing I'm jealous about you guys in the US, because we can't have your Fruit Loops over in the UK, the exact same version of them, just because of what extra stuff you're in it. We're not allowed it in the UK, so I always love some Fruit Loops when I'm over in the States. So
they're so bad for you. They're so good.
It's like, they're so good, but they're so bad.
But that's the thing. Okay, in the States, for any of you who live outside of the States that don't understand how United States food works, okay? If it tastes good, it's absolute shit for you.
Yep.
If it tastes horrible, it's probably the healthiest thing in the country. I'm not fucking lying either. It's and also it's about 45 to 70% more expensive to eat healthy in this country.
And we eat salt and more sugar than I feel like than any country in the planet.
Probably.
Because we're very sugar endorsing.
All I'm gonna say is that Taco Bell is the reason why I'm fat. Just putting it out there.
Me too. But then again, I worked at Taco Bell for like 5.5 years, so
I am jealous immediately.
The thing is, I worked at Taco Bell for 5.5 years, and I can still eat the food. So that should tell you something about how I feel about the quality of Taco Bell. So, as far as fast food Mexican goes, and yes, I've experienced more than just Taco Bell for fast food Mexican. Taco Bell is decently prepared. I'm not gonna say it's healthy, but it is cleanly and decently prepared food.
Like Subway.
Like, no. Subway's trash. I worked at Subway. Don't eat Subway. Anyway, moving on to what we're here for, actually. Let's talk about Tarble. So Tarble becomes a siblings bond category, key plus 3 stats 50%, or all types key plus 3 stats 30% lead. Super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and raises allies' attack by 25% for 1 turn. Passive skill changes strength orbs to agility orbs and attack and defense plus 60%. Next part, chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 30% when there are another 2 or more Vegeta family category allies on the team. And then siblings bond category allies, key plus 1, attack and defense plus 20%. Link skills are Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, Brainiacs, the Saiyan Lineage, Respect, Cold Judgment, Shattering the Limit. Categories are Pure Saiyan, Vegeta Family, and Siblings Bond. Ty, on paper, since none of us have actually used this unit yet, what do you think?
Well, the fact that we have another orb changer for AGL is kind of a plus for me. I like seeing more orb changers, especially since this is a free-to-play unit, and you're not always guaranteed to have a good orb changer for like a regular box. You know, like for whales like myself, you have orb changers up the wazoo, then you know what to do with, whatever. But the fact that we have a free-to-play orb changer is great. He's a good support. I can't say that he's not, especially for Vegeta's family and siblings bond. Ultimately, he's a very decent free-to-play unit now. I'm glad that Tarble actually got some love,
I agree. What about you, AG?
Yeah, I mean, I quite actually like him now. He's got his awakening as like a support unit on the Vegeta family team or the Sibling Bond category team, because I think pretty much everyone on a Vegeta's family team would be Sibling Bonds in category, more or less. So I definitely think he'd be a good unit to actually run there for extra support, and the fact that he can actually, has a chance to dodge could be a good free-to-play option if you're struggling on Super Battle Road stages. If we ever get the Vegeta family Super Battle Road stage that we should have got during the celebration, he would have been quite a good fit on that team. I'm not sure what his purpose really for changing Strength Key to AGL Key, since he doesn't really seem to benefit the unit himself from that. I feel like that's a bit, to me, that seems a bit strange to have that in his passive still.
I think it's just more so to support the other units, because he really doesn't do anything for himself too much.
Yeah, he's just total support. I can see that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Alright, so as far as free-to-play goes, I think they did okay by these two units. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Okay.
for free to play, they're pretty good. Yeah, but I
Run him
feel like
Go ahead.
they're still a bit off the ones we just got for the worldwide celebration, the free to play, like Oog, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and the Hercule and Boo. They're not on that kind of level.
Oh, no.
free-to-play units.
No, the ones that come out during these bigger celebrations, like the anniversaries and the download celebrations, those free-to-play units are usually top tier. Although it was really weird that we didn't have orbs for the free-to-play units in this celebration, or in the worldwide celebration.
Well, you mean special orbs for them?
Yeah, like they didn't have their own orbs like the last 2 or 3 years have done.
Yeah.
So, but moving on, we've got another returning event, but there are no changes to this event. Just keep in mind that you can farm up the super attack of the West Supreme Kai and the Supreme Kai that just came out through this event. Also, the units, the Tech Supreme Kai unit in and of itself is not bad and can be ran alongside the new one, because the new one is Kai and Kibito. So, not a bad grab there, but we're all going to tell you to farm up the free play units regardless, right? So we're just beating that drum over and over again. Another event that's returned with no changes. Oh yeah, I was going to go over these guys, but we've gone over these units before on the program, I think. But this is the Realm of Gods lead, the Supreme Kai. The Tech one is the Realm of Gods lead. His passive is okay if you're running him exclusively on a Realm of Gods team. Key +1 attack and defense plus 20% per Realm of Gods category ally on the team. There is no limit to that, and it includes himself, so he can get up to 140% attack and defense on a full Realm of Gods team. So,
Right.
Not bad, but again, not anything super amazing because he has nothing else going for him.
Yeah.
This West Supreme Kai, she's okay. She has a chance to perform critical hit of +7% for every Realm of Gods category character ally on the team. So if you do get her up and you do want to put orbs into her, I would say go full additional with her. And run her exclusively on Realm of Gods, and she'll have a 49% chance to crit plus the 10% chance that she gets just for being a strength unit. So full additionals, I would say, would be the way to go with her. Any other thoughts on these two units before we jump to the next thing?
Meh.
Nah, nothing there.
Okay.
Meh.
Vidal's flying technique tutorial is back. Again, no changes to this event. You can farm up the Vidal. You can use this version of the Vidal to farm the super attack of any other character named Vidal in the game. So it's useful for that. But this card itself is... I mean, it's a good free-to-play card, but at the same time, it feels like it's lacking a significant identity in the current meta because it has no defense. I mean, is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. What else do we have going on here? Oh, we've got that stronger than ever thing going on. This is what we were talking about earlier. This requires keys. Interesting point of note for this, you can get skill ups off of this, even though it's not a stage that requires stamina. So I got a couple of links to go from level 1 to 2 while running through this.
I will say it's kind of weird that that's the case, but at the same time it makes sense because you could use keys and get skill up anyway.
Yeah, but
So-
those stages originally cost stamina. This is a stage that is built to cost keys, and I personally just assumed we wouldn't get skill ups off of it. I'm glad that I was wrong.
Oh no, I agree, but I think it's just because like it might be like I'm thinking more technical and programming-esque type of thing. I think it could be because they generally keys are programmed a certain way. Maybe they just wanted to copy paste it and be like, just for this, use it for this event. We're not going to worry about if it can do skills or not. Definitely happy that they kept that in because that's a little extra skill ups.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you guys, there are these skill orbs that we get from it. I didn't think they were anything super special.
Yeah. It looks like it's only silver orbs from what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or I could.
Right
I
here.
could be wrong.
They're just super attack boost orbs. That's all they are. They're not even for your. They're not for additional. They're not for crit. They're not even for your stats. They're just to level up that super attack boost that you have, and they're +4s. And they can be used on any Goku, Gohan, or Goten with some restrictions. Obviously, Goku, you can't use it with the characters that have it and in the name, or a slash because they're an exchange unit. Goku Jr., Captain Ginyu Goku, Zamasu Goku. Same thing for Gohan. Can't includes names with Great Saiyaman, but excluding those with and, slash, grandpa, and possessed. And then Goten, you can't use those with characters that have and or possessed in the name.
Wait a minute, hold on. I thought there was a thing that said that you could actually use the Goku ones on like Goku and Vegeta or something like that.
Nope, it specifically says names with and, slash, Junior, Captain Ginyu, and Zamasu are excluded.
But there was something in the announcements that said you could.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at the announcements.
Let me before I say anything, let me get through this event and I'll look
Hold on, I'm
at the
pulling it up
announcement.
right now.
Okay. Because like I'm pretty sure it said something along those lines that you could use it for like the Goku Vegeta LR that just came out for Majin Boost. Unless I read that absolutely wrong, which is highly possible because my reading level is shite.
Was that a nice Scottish reference to try? Yeah.
Oh, I just like saying shite.
All right, okay.
Characters who cannot equip skill orbs. Example 1. Characters whose names include and or slash, such as Eternal Rivalry Goku and Vegeta, and answers found in training Super Saiyan Goku slash Super Saiyan Gohan. So they specifically listed it as ones who cannot equip the skill orbs.
Alright. Yeah, then I just read it wrong. My
That's
apologies on that.
No, it's always worth double checking to make sure we're putting out accurate information. So, honestly, I'm kind of about this because the super attack boost ones aren't that great in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, really, it's a super attack.
Yeah, it's a nice extra boost, I guess, if you've got a spare silver slot, or if you want to add it to like a Goku card where you don't have any of the strength types.
Yeah,
or the type.
Yeah, that's
just
if
you've got a blank slot, they're quite useful.
I will say it is good that it's just like silver. I guess that's the cool thing. Otherwise, it'd be like, it would feel more of a waste. But in the end, like, it's just extra shit that they're giving us. Like, who knows? Maybe that could be beneficial for those units, and we're just not realizing.
Well, I mean, super attack boost is beneficial because it increases the damage done by your super attack. I mean, there is use to it. It's just that other orbs are better. I think these orbs would probably be best saved for free-to-play units.
Yeah,
We have a ton of free-to-play Goku, Gohans, and Gotens that you could just dump these orbs into. You get 5 of each of them, I believe, if you complete all of the stages. So
yeah,
you'll have a number of them to use. The next event that we got is the 24th Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash. We're back to fighting Jiren at the end with just the color change. JMO, you said you're struggling with this?
JMO said he'd be right back.
Oh, of course, because I don't check my messages. All right. So, Tystra, have you cleared this out yet?
Not yet. It's mainly because like literally like I've been playing other games. But I do plan
what
on
other game could you possibly be playing?
Just yeah, sure.
Add that one to the counter.
No, I haven't tried it yet. I do plan on going through it, obviously, because I need those to get my physical Ginyu up. But yeah, honestly, like Jiren has always been an asshole in Dokkan Clash. Let's be honest. I don't doubt that Damo's having a hard time. I don't doubt that I'm gonna have a hard time. But you know, we gotta power through it. We gotta get it. We gotta get that.
So I think this time the Jiren's AGL. So I guess most people thinking the extreme tech team's probably a bit weak, found it more difficult. But I just genuinely thought, because I don't know, I've been maybe doing link level grinding quite a bit. I genuinely thought this made it far easier. I was able just to breeze past it really simply.
There are a lot of tech characters that lower attack, which is very useful against Jiren. However, I just use Peppy Gals. Like I said it earlier in the show, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it takes 8 minutes to beat Jiren doing it that way because you're not putting out a ton of damage. But at the same time, you don't take damage. Like, even if he, for some reason, super attacks one of the characters who's not a defensive powerhouse, he's still got damage reduction most of the time if you've got Brienne on rotation. You can also drop in what's another good unit in there? The Tech 18 from the summonable Tech 18. She raises her defense by 30% every time she supers, and she gains attack and defense for a number of orbs picked up. So there are a ton of different ways you can use Peppy Gals to make that fight easier. I have yet to try it with a mono tech team, and honestly, with as hard as he hits, I'm kind of afraid to. But there are a lot of attack lowering options.
Yeah, so extreme tech pretty much took him almost all the way down to death for me when I actually did it there. I guess there's quite a lot of good tanks for extreme tech, like Golden Frieza and Cell, the original like sort of tech Dokkan Fest Cell. He's really good if you can get enough orbs in there. So he definitely was. I found it quite easy, but I think a lot of that was just due to the fact that I've got most of those link levels up to like 4 or 5s, which makes it a bit easier. The other thing I also noticed, so to finish him off, I ended up using a Batara category-based team, and what I was really surprised about was the LR Goku and Vegeta, the one that just came out for the Worldwide Celebration Dokkan Festival unit. He was actually taking double digits off of Jiren's normal attacks.
Wow, really?
Even though he's got a type disadvantage, I was really shocked about that. I was like, wow, that can't be right. I don't know if it's just because you can then run like a double category lead really easily, because if you've got the intelligence Vegito as well as the strength one, you can run them together, and you get massive quite boosts because most of the units fit well in that team. It's quite easy to make a full category based team based off the two of them. He was definitely taking double digits, which was a surprise since he has type disadvantage for this run against Jiren.
Yeah, so sorry, I'm just going through my notes here, making sure we're on task. I was trying to eat up time to let JMO get his thoughts in. Is he back?
About what?
About the struggle you're having with Chain Battle.
Oh.
Not Chain Battle.
Or not Chain Battle, but Battlefield.
Oh, it's literally level 1. You think I'm lying, dude? I died this morning on level 1 against Nappa using fucking Team Bardock. Not even capping. I got past it, only to die to the stage 2 first person you fight. No, I don't know. I it's not that I'm struggling. I'm just not playing right. That's all.
Right. Some tips that I can give you guys, because I walked right through this. I'm not trying to be all flexy, like, ha ha ha, I did it, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Here we go.
But, you know, but tips that I can give you, like, I almost always use like the Ginyu Force, usually under double planet dynamic leads, to take out the first stage, and then I just kind of match color types. Like for extreme tech, I use Super Int, you know. For the first couple of bosses, like for the Demon King Piccolo, you can just basically roll in there and just wreck it with any team that you want because it's not a difficult fight. Same with the Goten in the next round. Any extreme agility team should have no issues bringing him down. He doesn't do anything crazy. Any extreme strength team will have no issue tearing down Pycon. You get to Babidi, and this is where you want to be a little more creative. So you want to run super physical, use the Majin Buu leader, Super Vegito, and use Fizz VB, and then just fill your team with support, because you can't super no matter what you do. So fill your team with support units that boost attack, that boost defense, and then just stick your counter units in front of every single attack. Like wherever they're attacking the most, put them in there. Because yeah, he might super, he might stun your counter unit. That sucks. But you're still not taking damage. And on the times that you do counter, especially if you crit, you tear through his health. So Babidi's really not that difficult if you are using counter units. Buu is annoying because of his healing. Basically just, you can stun him, you can seal him. So bring those like Goku and Arale, they can seal. They stop him from super attacking. You know, so that makes that one easier. Other than that, like I said, Jiren's the only other one that I had any real kind of thought about, and that was just building that Peppy Gals team, which I realized that not everybody has Tech Khalifa, Strength Kale, the World Tournament Kale and Khalifa, the LR Kale and Khalifa, yada yada yada. But as these guys said, Super Tech or even Extreme Tech, there's enough attack lowering options where you can make that work. It might be a bit of a struggle, you might have to use more than one team to do it, but you can get it done.
I mean, the one thing to remember as well when you're doing the virtual Dokkan Battlefield, if you're using a mono run team, whatever the final stage is won't have another version of that if you use the Ginyu Force at stage 1. If that makes sense what I'm trying to say here, so you can always have a Super Tech team and an Extreme Tech team, or whatever version of Super and Extreme version of the right type to face Jiren.
Yep, that's the way I've always done it, is I've used a category team in the first stage. Almost always it's Ginyu Force. To free up for that last fight, just in case I need the extra team.
Yeah.
So,
So, would you guys, did you think you're ready to take on the next version of Dokkan Battlefield that they've got on JP with the Golden Frieza?
I actually haven't even looked to see what they do, but I can't imagine it's going to be drastically more difficult than this. I mean, we've got kind of an ebb and flow now to how Battlefield works. There's going to be units that you can stun that need to be stunned or sealed. The units that hit really hard are almost always able to have their attack lowered. The big thing is to go to the wiki and look at what they do and build your team according to what you can do to the units. I think that's the easiest way to get through it.
I think there's a uplift in the difficulty, especially when you get to like stage 3, because I'm pretty sure the ones that have always annoyed me in the JP side of the game was the Super Saiyan Vegeta that always kind of super attacks every single turn, but with all of his attacks, they're always super attacks. And then you
in
have
that situation, you probably can't steal him or stun him. Can you?
I think you can do one or the other. I think it does make it more challenging. And you've got Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who he's really hard. He's got a lot of health, but he also is a little bit like Great Saiyan Man used to be. Is that after a certain number of turns, he's got a one-hit kill on him.
Oh wow!
And quite often he actually then gives you that one-hit kill. Just because he's got a lot more health and he's a lot more tanky than the Great Saiyan Man used to be in the older Battlefield. But
I'm like, bring
we're
it
going a bit
on.
off topic.
Bring me the challenge. I want it. I do love me some challenges, but you guys know that already.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like we've had the Jiren as the final lead boss for quite a while now, in these different kind of monthly resets.
Yeah, when actually, let's take a quick look here. So we're on the 24th one right now. So the 25th one in JP still had Jiren. The 26th one is when it's changing. So we'll theoretically should still have this one and the next one with Jiren, and then the one after that we'll get the Frieza.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
November,
so
Christmas
looking at what
time.
these guys do. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Bring it. I'm ready for this. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think because my account is mainly free to play over in JP, and when I say free to play, it's casual free to play. So I don't grind every single unit over there. I've pretty much struggled to get past the Frieza on the JP.
Don't use extreme types against Frieza when he shows up as the final boss. Extreme class allies deal greatly reduced damage to the boss. That's one of his abilities, so make sure you're taking a super strength team to wreck this Frieza. Yeah, no, with, like, I am looking forward to this one. I want this one to come. I do.
Of course you.
Of course, because I like all the challenges. Alright, next on our list is stuff that is coming soon.
Hey.
Alright, so, Explosive Chain Battle with Broly is coming. You will want to use Hybrid Saiyan, Siblings Bond, Kamehameha. Here's your list of advantageous characters. Obviously the LR, Gohan and Goten, and all of their various forms. The Family Kamehameha units, these guys that we just got for free, even if you already have them rainbowed, keep your extra copies for this chain battle. Because we're getting Broly, so you'll be able to use them as, you know, 3 of the 10 support units you put on for Super Type. And of course the movie support, Teen Gohan, both versions of him. And then you've got the, which Trunks is this? Is this the free-to-play Trunks? No, this is just an SR Trunks that you can get as part of a rare summon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What? Don't use this unit, it's trash.
Damn.
But then you start running into a little thing when you hit the extreme side. There's only one advantageous unit on the extreme side, and that is this Goku Black, or Zamasu Goku, I should say. Not even his like other forms, just this form. What most people did on JP was they ran a bunch of cells, perfect cells that link well together, that are all under the Kamehameha link skill. And that's pretty much what you're going to have to do. I mean, because when you go through and look at your extremes, obviously you want to look and see which units you have that are going to share the most links. And there is an API for that we've talked about in the past, which I will get a link to here in just a second. But like boos and cells are pretty much what you're looking at here. And cells, there's a great number of them with enough naming variety that you can get a good selection of units to use. So that would be my suggestion there. Now, AG, you play the JP side too, so have you tried this this chain battle?
Yeah, so I think it's the first one that dropped on JP when it was first released. But against the Broly, I guess I was kind of lucky I had the LR Gold Bros, so that made it a little bit easier in terms of trying to do it. But also, I didn't have a clue what I was doing because it was all looking in Japanese at the time, and I think a lot of players didn't know. I'm not a huge fan of the actual mode. I just don't find it's that fun a mode. I mean, I guess the good thing is you only have to do it a couple of times a day to try and get your high score, but I just don't really enjoy it that much. But yeah, it certainly, I think it was probably, the Boo one was probably easier in terms of how many units you could actually use that we got kind of during the worldwide celebration to try and get your ultimate kind of high score, getting yourself into the top 1%.
And it was pretty much everybody on JP was doing that, right? They were running those cells or whatever. I didn't pay attention. I just remember like somebody mentioned that was the best team. I think it was Dr. Namor in our Discord. Speaking of, cheap plug for Discord.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did use cells. I mean, they were the ones that kind of gave you an extra boost. I guess I used quite a lot of people using Zamasu as well. So I was always trying to find a friend's team that basically had Zamasus, and I guess it's like everything. You're trying to find the one that has the most kind of red base characters to try and maximize your score.
And are you using the Zamasu as your connector when you do that then, as much as possible? I realize we can only use our connectors once unless you refresh or whatever.
It was it was what was it, maybe like 4 months ago in JP? So,
yeah, it was a while ago.
It was a while ago. I can't really remember.
Yeah,
Also,
I don't blame you. It's
like
not
I
like you
said-
knew we were going to ask you these questions for something that happened 5 months ago.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like kind of a mode where at the time it was all in Japanese. I feel like a lot of the player base didn't actually know what they were doing when this mode first came out.
Mhm.
There's a bit of a mystery even in global exactly how best to actually do it when the Boo Saga version came out as well.
So, also keep an eye, guys. We will over on the Discord. We will reactivate our chain battle high scores thing, and we will talk about your guys' high scores on the show after the chain battle starts. Sorry, I'm being distracted by outside things. I need to stop being distracted.
Stop playing Genshin Impact.
No, I'm not playing Genshin. I would tell you if I was. So we've got the Extreme Z area for Raditz coming soon. This is going to be, I think, starting next Monday.
Finally.
You are required to have Raditz and Giant Ape Nappa.
Woo! Moon Nappa! Let's go!
Fuck
Best unit in the game. Best unit in the game.
fuck
10 out of 10.
Nappa. All right, so all memeing aside, I hate Moon Nappa. Not the character. The character, I mean, he's kind of an old, not great free-to-play unit. I hate his freaking medals. These medals right here. These Moon
Yeah, but
Nappa
if you don't-
medals.
Have you not been farming them up in the barber shop? Yeah.
Oh no, that's the best place to
If you-
get them, and I don't need them anymore because I have the character awakened already. I'm good to go. But when I farmed these medals, literally took me 3 days using my stamina full bar every time it was available to get one of these goddamn medals to drop. So every time we bring up this event, this character, these medals, I will say, fuck Moon Nappa. Every single time.
To be fair now, there is a kind of good reason now, because now we have the link leveling, but yeah, that grind is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also,
it's not
has anybody
fun.
checked to see in game if Inhuman Deeds? Wait, we don't even have Inhuman Deeds yet, do we? No, we do.
Yeah, do.
So yeah, we should see if Inhuman Deeds is actually working in game. Go double check that right now. Give myself freaking PTSD just going and checking the stage. Okay.
What I will say though is that, like, I didn't look at teams before, and I just saw like you could build a pretty decent team to beat this event. Like, and these easy areas are not that hard in the first place, but you could run literally the Saiyan Saga Vegeta with the 2 other physical units, run the Raditz and the Nappa, and then probably just run Krillin, LR Krillin on top of that, and you'll get through the easy 8 easy. Like, it's not going to be that hard.
No, and I don't think any of the easy areas are particularly difficult.
Yeah.
The difficulty in the easy area itself is having the units ready to go. Because, like, right now, if you don't have this Moon Nappa, you got a lot of grinding to do. You better get on it. I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
available right now. Technically, it's not. I don't think that event's available until next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes, you're going to have to farm up the Moon Nappa, the character. You're going to have to farm up... Let's see here. He drops as an SR, so you have to get 1 to SA10. Then you have to have 4 copies. So you'll have to awaken the SR 5 different times in order to fill it into the, for the hidden potential. Oh, and, oh yeah, he EZA, so you're gonna need another level 5 copy that you level up. So
that you totally want to do.
Yep, because you're gonna want to do that with, so you don't
Wait,
have to use Kai's on this craptastic unit.
Wait, what do you mean this unit EZAs?
Doesn't? Oh wait, Moon Nappa doesn't EZA. Sorry, I mistake.
Yeah, I was like,
So,
you imagine?
he would need another awakening for that.
right. So anyway, but you still have to farm up the medals like 5 times, and the medal drop rate is ass. So
It's at
yeah. So have fun with that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad
Do
I'm
you
already.
think you could get away with it if you didn't actually, level them up to SA10, or you didn't?
I think
go all
I
the
think
paths open?
SA10 is more important than unlocking his paths, because I would not suggest anybody invest your orbs into this unit. So if you're going to try to avoid doing anything, because the drops for the character are not terrible, so getting the character to SA10 should be fine, and then you'd only have to awaken him once. You wouldn't have to awaken the other 4 versions if you don't want to unlock his paths. But I still suggest unlocking the paths anyway, because I suggest that for all of the free-to-play characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a way that you can get around this and not have to do as much work if you don't want to. So yeah, definitely getting him either SA1 or SA10 and just getting him awakened will be enough to get you through. Because these are not particularly difficult events. Also keep in mind you do have to completely clear a new threat, the Saiyan Warrior race, and the low-class Warrior Raditz' Pride in order to even see this event available in the game. Any other thoughts on this event? I guess we should probably talk about the unit and what he does, huh?
Oh,
Not really.
Oh, okay. We don't really need to talk about it. He's low-class Warrior trash. Nobody cares about him anyway.
Sis the Raditz?
Alright, so Raditz, after his EZA, becomes a low-class Warrior, Key 4, hit points and defense 60%, attack 100%, or in-type Key plus 3 stats 50%. Super attack causes supreme damage to all enemies and lowers defense by 40% for 3 turns. His passive skill, attack and defense plus 80% at the start of the turn, Key plus 6, attack and defense plus 60%, and superclass enemies attack and defense minus 10% when facing 2 or more enemies. Link skills are the same lineage, same warrior race, coward, brutal beatdown, nightmare, prepared for battle, shattering the limit. Categories are low class warrior, pure Saiyans, Goku's family, terrifying conquerors. AG, have you used this guy over on JP? Like after his awakening?
No, I haven't. I haven't actually used them over there. It's one of those units that I couldn't be bothered grinding them to get the actually awakening of the LR Goku. I know it's important that people do him just because he's one of the 6 units that you actually need, I believe, to actually get the LR Goku. So he's definitely worth doing it now, so you don't have to then get to the point of when he comes out. So I think the awakening for LR Goku should be middle of January. That's right.
I think somebody said that it's December 25th is technically our 2000th day. So Christmas Day of this year.
Okay. Yeah, so he comes to like December or early January for the 2000 day celebration. I guess you don't really want to be at the point that you're trying to grind them out there, so doing it now is really kind of important. But the unit itself is obviously just, still be quite good as a sort of free-to-play alternative for the World Tournament. Just as he was before, he's just a little bit better now, more relevant, because he's getting his attack and defense buff. So, a more modern, up-to-date version of the unit that he was from like a couple of years ago when he was first released.
Tystra, what do you think about the improvements on this character?
Don't diss my boy Raditz. No, like he's very good free-to-play unit after this, and definitely his attack is very high for a free-to-play unit, even with the EZA. Like at 14,404, that's a pretty beefy boy for a free-to-play unit. Overall, he's much better than without the EZA, so it did its job. Definitely a good choice for people when they're not running, Krillin.
Right.
So, but either way, it's worth getting him done. So,
especially because he's required for Prime Battle Goku's EZA.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
He is required for that.
JMO, thoughts on this unit?
JMO went to the bathroom.
JMO went to the bathroom, of course. All right. My thoughts on this unit.
Or haha. No, I'm kidding.
JMO, what are your thoughts on this unit, bud?
I don't care.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, I really care nothing for this unit, except for the fact that you need him for the Prime Battle Goku.
Yeah, like other than that, I don't know. I never like even when he first came out, I never actually like touched this Raditz at all. I don't know. At least they're trying to give him relevancy by saying, "Hey, dude, you actually need this guy on your team to make you use units that they don't give much attention to."
So my question is do they give this guy a free-to-play sticker at any point? Because I bet you he looks badass
Probably.
with a sticker.
I hope so.
Wait,
That's like the only like redeeming quality of him. Like he has the art asset that would work.
Yeah, that would be an awesome sticker effect, I think.
Totally didn't go to the bathroom and then just load up Genshin either, by the way.
there's one for the counter.
And one more. What are we up to, like 12?
Probably.
Like that.
Yeah, honestly, guys, if it wasn't for easy areas, I would tell you that this character is not really worth doing if you have Prime Battle Krillin, because the only thing this character used to be good for was being an AoE unit in your World Tournament, and he wasn't even good at it then. He's probably significantly better at that now, so if you are struggling for a World Tournament character and you don't have Prime Battle Krillin, this is a good free-to-play option, like Ty said. But yeah, I basically don't care about this character.
Oh no, Sam. I'm not too crazy on him.
But let's see here. Moving on. Oh yeah, girl fighters are coming because Oceanus and Launch are getting their awakenings, and we're gonna have a Rising Dragon Carnival for that as well. Wiki's great for this if you guys want to maximize your ability to farm up whatever the medals that you need. They give you a list of the units that are in both categories. Of course, you can now filter this in game as well to build this team. I don't know if we're gonna get the Rosie and Kakunsa.
I wish.
Because like I feel like in the news announcement in the game. Wait, no, we don't even have a news announcement in the game for this, do we? Scroll through here. Okay, they show Rosie and Kakunsa on the image. The event starts next Monday night, Pacific Standard Time. So they show them on the banner in game. So these characters might be available, and if they are, farm them. We'll go over their details next week if they are in the game.
Yeah, I think they must be in the game coming out, because I can't see why they would bring this event there, advertise them on the actual banner without adding the new stages. Yeah, and they're easy A as well in the second half of the celebration. That's just not been announced yet. So obviously they came out in the JP side of the game during the sort of the Tabana celebration. Hi guys, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was distracted by maintenance in my apartment.
No, it's just something happened there with my app, and I thought I lost my internet connection. Sorry. I think my phone 4G connection kicked in there, so that saved me from cutting off completely. Yeah, so I think when these guys released it on the JP side of the game, they came out like the Tabana celebration, and then they had the EZA as well at the exact same time, more or less. So it was like 1 week that they released the extra stages, and then it was right away they then released the EZA. So I'd imagine they're going to do the exact same there. You might get an extra EZA area towards the end of the celebration.
Yeah, it would be nice, even if it's just free-to-play characters getting an EZA, to have some sort of, additional EZA in this event, or in this celebration, because, dude, it just feels like we're so far freaking behind.
Back.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Let's see here. We'll go over launch really quick. Actually, you know what? If we go over launch this week, we won't really have anything to talk about next week. So we'll go over the Girls' Awakenings next week. Just know that they are very good. Very, very good when they awaken. So if you have both of these units, be looking forward to next week when they can awaken. We're also getting the Extreme Z battle for Gohan returning. This is so we can awaken Buff Kai, the South Supreme Kai, the tech one. Well, the Majin Buu South Supreme Kai absorbed. Whatever. The naming conventions on Majin Buus are stupid in this game. And again, we'll go over his details next week when he actually comes to the game, but he is again worth getting. All right, guys. So that brings us to our Q&A. Earlier, I saw Emilio ask when the next Jackbox stream is going to be. Jackbox is usually something that I do on my personal channel, so follow me on Twitter if you guys want to know when I'm doing it. But I imagine that's going to be the game we play next month when we do our group game on the first Sunday of next month. What is the date for that? That would be November 1st.
Yeah.
So yeah, November 1st at noon Central, for sure, we will be playing Jackbox.
Which at that time will be 1 o'clock, I think, for me. Because I'll be over in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it'll be 1 o'clock for you. Yep, because yeah, you're going to Boston in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, so that was one thing I was gonna say to some of the people here who do occasionally watch my streams. I'll be announcing it on my stream after the podcast too, but I'll be away on work trip basically to Boston, Mass. So if anybody wonders if Tystra has died, don't worry, I'll still be on the podcast.
Good. You better be on the podcast.
I'll be more awake for the podcast.
Yeah, you will. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'll be like, woo, let's go, guys. Nobody laughed at it.
Sorry, I'm used to you at this point. It's all normal to me.
Yeah, you kind of are.
I am.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for questions to come in on chat, any of you guys have anything you want to address? Are you going trick-or-treating? Emilio, in the United States, COVID is a very real thing. I suggest nobody goes trick-or-treating.
Yeah, if you live in the United States, do not go trick-or-treating at all. Just buy yourself a bag of candy and just shout out.
Don't even buy yourself a bag of candy. Here's what you do. You wait until the day after, then you go buy the candy at 50 to 75% off.
That's... Excuse me.
Life hacks with Alec Hunter, 1982.
I've lived in America my entire life. I mean, my entire life. I'm an obese. I don't even know if I'm obese anymore. I'm an overweight individual. I have had my fair share of Halloween binges. I know how to play this game. So
yeah.
You don't make it almost 40 years of life and you don't, and not know how to scam the Halloween game. Anyway. So it looks like everybody is just chit-chatting. We don't have any real questions addressed to us this week, which is cool because there's not really a whole lot for us to talk about. Nothing crazy to speculate on as of this moment. I'm going to start looking for someone to steer the raid to, unless somebody wants to use their channel points and command us where to go.
I didn't know that Streamlabs had an update today. What the fuck?
Streamlabs had an update today?
Yeah, apparently. Either today or...
Must have been last night.
It must have been, because I didn't stream last night, so... I needed to take a day.
Okay.
So, goodbye.
Yeah, COVID is doo-doo. I agree with you, Emilio. Well, I guess while we're just sitting here, we can go over anything special that's coming up this week. Again, guys, I am still kind of on my extended break from streaming. It's not even a break from streaming. I am not doing scheduled gameplay streams right now because I'm trying to catch up on a bunch of other stuff outside of, streaming and Dokkan and all that. Mm-hmm. When I have time, I will just randomly stream. If the game is Dokkan, it'll be on this channel. If it's not, it'll be whatever it is I'm playing on my personal channel. Most likely, it'll be Genshin if I do anything this week.
Hell yeah! That's number 13!
Ty, do you have anything going on this week that you want to let people know about?
Well, so right after the podcast, I'm going to be doing some streaming about the Destiny 2 Halloween event that's happening. Going to give some tips and tricks to people who play Destiny 2 as well. Then after that, at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing Among Us with my Discord peeps. So if anybody is in my Discord and wants to play, by all means, you guys there's still spots available. And then after that, it'll either be Destiny 2 and Genshin Impact again, and then probably won't stream until Sunday after that. So,
JMO, anything you want to talk about? You playing some more Spyro this week?
I actually finished Spyro on Friday, so I won't be doing that. I'll probably be playing Genshin tomorrow.
14.
Because, you know, it's not like I'm totally not playing it right now as we speak.
Totally not playing it right now.
No, not at all. You don't just hear my keyboard clacking all over the place. It's fine. No one heard anything as you were trying to talk. It's fine.
That's all good. All right. AG, how about you, man? Do you have anything you want to promote on your way out the door here?
Yeah, probably going to be doing a summon video for the new Golden Frieza over in JP, the Ancient Golden Frieza that just dropped at the start of the week. Also might be doing a Legendary Goku event to run, because using a Final Trump card team on Global. They do a playthrough of that. I mean, it'd be very simple using a Final Trump card team, but I think they just dropped the mission for that as part of the celebration. So I might do a video doing that for the global side of the game.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Issei just asked, when is Ali doing a Grand Cross stream? I see the Keck W. I see you're being facetious with this question. I'm going to answer it anyway. I haven't played Grand Cross since the third day it was out. So I'm not going to say never, because you know, stranger things have happened, but not anytime in the foreseeable future. So, all right, guys. I am going to send us off to Kizan Dokkan. He's been a previous guest of the show before. Give him some love. Our guest next week is going to be Wounded Ox, and the show will be on Tuesday, October 13th at regular time, noon Eastern. You guys have a fantastic week, and thank you for stopping by.
Have a good one.
Thank you. And thank you guys again for having me on the podcast.
Dude, thank you for being here. It was a good time.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
All right. Peace out, crew.
Bye.